Raiden is underrated? Nah, I don't really think so. Huang beats Lu Bu. I agree to this. Yes, we have the Lu Bu statement about him being the strongest in China. However, based on showings during Ragnarok, I think Huang's abilities severely outclass anything from Lu Bu apart from really raw power in the Sky Eater. But considering everything both fighters have, I think Huang definitely wins. Jack the Ripper not really being Jack the Ripper felt like it took away from the fight. If you don't know, he's referring to the new spin-off manga about Jack the Ripper. Pretty much it's revealed in chapter 1 that the character we know as Jack the Ripper in Record of Ragnarok, the person who defeated Hercules, isn't actually the real Jack the Ripper. He killed the real one, and then when talking to Brunhilde, chose to be known as that name for the tournament. I personally don't think it really took anything away from the fight. It's not like the whole flashback about Jack, I'm just going to be calling him Jack for the sake of it, didn't actually happen. That was this character's flashback. It's just he isn't really Jack the Ripper. If not, there's more stuff to learn about him in the spin-off, which is going to be pretty hype. Shiva fans are the worst part of the fan base. So yes and no. Shiva fans, not really. Shiva, how to really explain it? People like this who, you know, trying to mass report my channel for talking about Shiva in this fictional manga Record of Ragnarok are perhaps the more so problem. Simo and Leonidas are overhyped. Well, the thing is, we can't really say at this point because we haven't seen any of those two fight. If Simo was to, you know, get low diffed and Leonidas was to lose as well, yes, that would mean they're overhyped. But for now, there's just a lot of hype going into them. We can't really say whether they're overhyped or not yet. Hades' ability was mid, pretty much agree wholeheartedly. Kintoki is the least hyped character. I kinda feel this as well. Even though he's one of the characters who hasn't fought yet on the human side, who's already being revealed, all the hype of that chapter itself was more so focused on the name drop of Siegfried in Record of Ragnarok, not the design reveal of Kintoki. I personally think he looks very cool and very interesting considering what he actually is. However, in the broader fandom, I don't think he has that much hype from the fans themselves. He's just one of those Japanese fighters that's gonna be in a Japanese manga, I guess, so a lot of fans just don't really care too much, and I'm kind of on the same boat, but I am very interested in his design, and of course, whoever he does fight, whether it's Siegfried or someone else, there's various theories going around regarding him and other characters. Okita is overhated, I guess to some degree. I'm kinda maybe a reason of this as I don't really like Okita. I think he's going to lose against Loki when they fight, that's my prediction. However, at the recording of today's video, I don't really see too many people talking about him, which is kinda weird considering out of all the human fighters, he's the one who's being revealed the longest who has yet to actually fight. Lu Bu's fight is underrated. I'm not too sure about this one. According to the polls I ran on the community tab a few weeks ago, Thor vs Lu Bu or round 1 is considered the worst fight by all those votes, like 30,000 in each poll, so I guess the community may believe it's the worst fight, so that would mean it's kinda underrated based on your opinion, but I don't really care too much. I think it was a good fight to start the series. Lu Bu was kinda L. I liked Thor, but as a whole, a solid fight, but isn't really nowhere near the top, definitely on the lower end, I'll say. Odin is hype, definitely agree. Buddha could have had a stronger backstory. I agree to this. Buddha, while being my second favorite character in the series thus far, definitely had one of the worst or least interesting flashbacks. The moment where he actually just became enlightened was, I guess, cool, but didn't really have that much meaning behind it. He kind of just did it. It was more like, I guess, effort put into his backstory. That would have been cooler. But I guess it did kind of make sense for his Chad character. Man just made himself enlightened like that. So that was kind of cool, but as a whole, one of the lower flashbacks on my personal ranking. There needs to be more rounds where the arena changes, like in the Hercules vs Jack fight. I agree with this, and to expand on it, not just the arena changing, where the arena itself plays a major role in the fight. You could kind of say right now in Tessa vs Beelzebub, Tessa making this cage kind of changed the arena to some degree and limits how Beelzebub and himself can actually fight. That's an aspect that kind of brings that back. And I guess the Sasaki and Poseidon fight with all the water around had like some minor aspects, but definitely we need something like Jack vs Hercules where the arena is a main selling point for the fight, and I guess is a reason of why this fight was so well received. It is to this day my personal favourite fight, so definitely give us more stuff like this, more of the unique factor I would say. So you've made it this far into the video, make sure you're subscribed and also leave a like if you want to see future hot take videos, it's greatly appreciated. Thor is the perfect Record of Ragnarok character in the sense that he combines his mythological inspiration with battle manga tropes perfectly, and deserves way more screen time. Yes, pretty much agree, as a god fighter, him fighting first and getting that dub was a perfect way to start this series and put the gods on like a little bit of a pedestal with his overwhelming power, while presenting the humans as capable of fighting them. This kinda changed a little bit in the following rounds, but definitely Thor deserves more shine in the future of the story. If there is story after the Ragnarok tournament, I think Thor will be a main point, and I definitely think he deserves his own spin-off manga. Continuing on the Thor train, Thor beats 90% of the series. I think this is fair, I'm inclined to agree, so I'm just gonna say yes, probably something around that. Poseidon had the potential to beat Kodro if he trained more and was less cocky. At various points during the fight, apart from the end, Poseidon could have like absolutely just killed Sasaki with absolute ease. It's his own fault for allowing Sasaki to get that OP buff at the end, but yeah, all he said is, you know, correct. Poseidon would have like low diff Sasaki if he wasn't the way he was. Anubis will be top 3. I'm gonna say top 2 because our boy Rasputin is already top of the verse, by far the strongest character. And it only makes sense for the strongest character in the series to fight the second strongest. So Anubis will be top 3, the second strongest, and get low diffed by Rasputin. Yes, that is my personal theory and it will happen. Just watch. Buddha is still top 3 gods. Agree, no problems with that. Hades is arguably the weakest god based on feats, second being Hercules. Yes, Hades showings wise is kinda on the lower end, definitely around the bottom. He has a lot of narrative which I'll get into in a later hot take, but yeah, Hades is kinda an L based on his feats, apart from I guess his flashback, but that doesn't really mean too much if I'm being honest. Hercules was a mid character. I kinda agree. One part of him I think was very bad is how he wanted to save humanity. However, he chose to fight for the gods and try to win that fight with everything he had, just for the sake of, if he was to win, he would argue with the gods being like, oh yeah, we should spare them. Buddha was just like a 10 times better Hercules at that point. If Nostradamus loves joking around all the time, he should go against someone who's extremely serious, like Odin, so their personalities clash. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I would like to see that. The fanbase isn't mature enough to have a female compete in the tournament. Factual. Beelzebub deserves to die after what he did to Zero. I kind of forgot about Beelzebub having that whole role in Hajun, you know, being implanted inside of Zero until I saw this. So yeah, another reason for Beelzebub to lose this fight, or to actually at least die with the fight being a draw, which may have actually already occurred before I'm recording this video. We'll have to wait and see. Honestly, I genuinely think Rasputin will live and Nostradamus will die. Rasputin, aka top of the verse, naturally will live, no one's going to be able to kill him. Nostradamus dying, I guess is a possibility. My hot take, Buddha over Adam. Fair to some degree. I kinda disagree, kinda not, I'm not too sure. I did make a whole dedicated video about this, but I'm kinda changing back and forth at various points. Record of Ragnarok should have more magic involved. Something to really put apart gods and humans. Yes, I've talked about this in multiple videos. Definitely they should have had more magic involved, at least for the gods part. Buddha over Poseidon, I agree. Okita's going to fight Loki and it's going to be mid. I agree that they're going to fight, but I don't think the fight's going to be mid. I do think Loki's going to win though. Adam has a horrible ability, you are wrong sir. For mid-diff Lubu, I agree. Huang is underrated and has some of the best hacks besides Adam and Buddha, definitely agree. Poseidon, even towards the end of the fight, wasn't trying his hardest to prove his superiority. One of the moments from Poseidon that I enjoyed the most, even though I don't really like him that much, probably on the lower end of characters in the series, was even after getting sliced up by Sasaki at the end, he didn't really show any like weakness or like showings of fear or anything like this. He's like, okay, just put the weapon in my mouth and continue to attack. That was pretty badass, even though he got absolutely clapped. This Poseidon stayed the same throughout the whole fight pretty much, which I guess is pretty respectable. They should make Okita lose. Agreed. Tesla is top 3 humans for now in my opinion, maybe top 2. I'll talk about this in his dedicated video, but he's definitely on the higher end regarding all of the characters in the series. Huang had too much main character plot for his fight, Hades had none. To a degree, yes. The gods will win and not spare humanity. Now this is the hottest take we've seen in today's video so far. If this was to happen, I'm just going to praise the authors and have a lot more respect for them. That would be pretty wild, and I think they should do that now. I agree. End the fight Kodro is the strongest character we've seen in Record of Ragnarok. I think there is an argument to actually say this, mainly due to this panel here, but yeah, he's definitely amongst the top and there is an argument to say he is the single strongest. There needs to be less eye abilities. The ones we've had so far, they can stay, but I don't think there should be any more in the future of the series, but I wouldn't be surprised if there actually is. Hermes will be sick as a fighter. Definitely agree. Out of the gods who aren't fighting, he's had the most shine. His knowledge of various things, especially when it comes to abilities and what's actually occurring in the fight, is around the top in the series. So Hermes, I believe, is definitely a powerhouse. And there is a theory about him, so we could potentially see him fight in the future, whether that be in a official match or just outside of the actual tournament itself. Buddha vs Adam will be the ultimate stalemate. I think so, but I don't think it would be an endless stalemate. Buddha's foresight is better than Sasaki's. Buddha outright knows what's going to happen next or sees due to his future vision. Sasaki is more so just predicting or scanning. Hades narratively is likely to be stronger than Poseidon. I can agree to this to some extent. There is a lot of detail which I'm going to go into when I make my Hades vs Poseidon video. The fandom will go Sicko mode if Simo loses. They definitely will. I kind of want him to lose at this point to see what the fandom actually turns into, just because I'm, kind of evil. Adam should have fought Beelzebub, leaving an opening for Zeus to fight Buddha, God vs Satan, and God vs Man. Nah, I don't think so. I would like to, of course, see Zeus vs Buddha though. Lubu got the short end of the stick and made him weak as shit, just to show the gods are superior, while in the later rounds we see other human fighters that are actually on par with the gods. Yes, but you could say this is due to the superiority of Thor potentially, but out of all the humans so far, Lubu is kinda an L. However, to kinda make up for this, they did give him, that whole spin-off manga with all the greatness he got in that. This hot take right here is just simply speaking facts. And the final hot take of today's video is Beelzebub is the worst character. I disagree, but yeah, that's everything for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, check out all the other stuff in the description. Join the Discord if you want to take part in future hot take videos or any series I cover on the channel, and that's it, guys. Peace.